Welcome to another episode of Zaz Takes. And later this evening, the Yankees are in KC for Game 3 of the LDS, and they got to be tougher. They got to be tougher. Coming into this series, the Yankees had the best record in the AL. The rival Astros had already been knocked out, and they were playing. There's three other teams left in the American League. They're all AL Central teams with payrolls well 50%, well below 50% of the Yankees payroll. So it was all set up for the Yankees to march to the World Series. And after two games against the Royals, both in Yankee Stadium, there's just one thing that stands out. These teams are evenly matched. Both feel they could win. And now that it's 1-1, best of five going to Kansas City, if the Yankees are to prevail, they got to be tougher. They got to play tougher. You look at last game, Carlos Rodon was just he did not it was not good enough. Okay, they're paying him $27 million a year for starts like that. You have to do better than three and two-thirds innings, 4 runs. You have to. He has to bear down more. In that fourth inning, he gave up. He got killed slider after slider. Now, to be fair, um, Salvador Perez, Tommy Pham, Thompson, they put together good at bats. The Royals are tough. They're a good team, but you have to be tougher. You just have to. He got beat slider after slider. Rare back, throw a fastball, mix in your change. Instead of going three and two-thirds, go 5 innings. Instead of the big inning where you give up 4 runs, give up two. You have to be better. All right, Rodon, this is what you're paid for. That's garbage, okay, for a pitcher of his caliber, his stature, his salary, everything about it. You have to be tougher. And the lineup, too. They scored in the third off the infield single by Stan, and then nothing. Nothing till that ninth inning home run by Chisholm. And the point is, they were just flat. You never even felt, the Royals bullpen, it's good, but it's not a top bullpen. It's not as good as the Indians bullpen. And they never mustered, the fact is, the Yankees actually, 6 of the 9 innings, they led off with either a hit or a walk. So the fact that between the third and the ninth, they scored nothing just shows you they're not grinding. You got because the game you watched it was flat. You never felt, oh boy, they've got the Royals on their heels. Oh boy, the Royals have got to get out of this mess. No, it was nothing. No hit and run. Just little good piece of hitting it the other way, getting a hit. They just and that's the thing. Now they're in Kansas City, and trust me, this season could be over like that. Just ask the Phillies. They're facing elimination against the Mets. They have a better team than the Yankees. And and it's not going to be easy in KC now. They've got they 100% feel that they could beat the Yankees. They're hitting the Yankee pitching no problem. All right. And the Yankee bats, listen, I know everyone's getting on Judge, but the fact is any player could go a couple games without a run or getting, having, Judge even had a hit and a walk last game. But the point is anybody could have a few games where they're not, hitting the ball all over the field. It's not one player. It's a lineup as a whole. You have to grind. Okay, you work a walk. Okay, we got to move him over. We have to scratch a run here. Keep it close. From the third inning to the ninth inning, it was just flat baseball. The stadium was dead. They weren't mustering anything, despite the fact, like I said, in 6 of the 9 innings, they either led off with a hit or a walk. And there was a lot at stake here. Okay, like I've already talked about, you're not going to have an easier path than this. The Yankees have won one World Series in 24 years. One World Series in 24 years. Zero since 2009. You have Aaron Judge, an all-time great Yankee in his prime. You've got Soto on the team. Who knows what happens next year when he goes to free agency? No other big team in the AL. It is sitting there for the Yankees. And let's face it, losing to the Royals would be devastating. There is no excuses. Heads will roll. However, the Royals are playing the Yankees even. The Royals are a good team. They've got veterans. All right, they got Bobby Witt Jr., one of the best players in the league. Tommy Pham, Salvador Perez. These are good players. Their starting pitching is good. They're playing right there with the Yankees. So how are the Yankees going to win? They have to be tougher. They have to bear down. What Rodon done last game was not good enough. Okay, the at bats. They need game one. They did. They worked a lot of walks. They pushed 600 runs across. In Kansas City, they're gonna have to bear down and put runs together, even if they're not hitting the ball out of the ballpark. So listen, if they thought they could just show up and beat the Royals, it's not happening. It's not happening. We have a series. This is a tight series. It's an entertaining series for the fans, but the Yankees deserve to be criticized if they don't pull this out because I believe they've got the better team. They've got more firepower. They just have to really focus and toughen it out. When they've hit their limit, push further. Rear back, throw that fastball a little bit harder. Okay? Focus a little bit more on that bat, moving that runner over. You're going to have to. Otherwise, they're going home. I really look forward to tonight's game, and we'll talk after it. Have a great afternoon.